Alright, it's time for some more pack of Exile. I'm not going to go into Talisman League actually, because I think that's ending fairly soonish. I don't know. I want to do a Ranger build, because I've only ever done one, and it was when I was really bad at the game. Not exactly sure where I'm going to take this build. Might just be Tornado Shot because I hear that's good. Maybe the Blast Drain or whatever, the new skill. Might be good. So I want to get away from talismans for a while. They're pretty dangerous, and I don't know, the tier 1 talismans are all really good. I don't like any of the tier 2 talismans. I think I got one tier 3 that was not so great. Felt like you identifying that, but I'm not sure. So immediately look at my twinking box. 10. Alright. I'm gonna start out with that thing just because it's a good quiver. No. Oh, that's weird. That doesn't have projectile as a keyword. I guess I'll just go with Split Arrow. Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm not, rushing because this is sort of a casual playthrough. Nothing really good there, I think. So I guess I'll just not worry about those. And not really anything super worth equipping, except Career Reward. Actually got a fairly decent bow here, but that's a ways off. And alright, that's my box for getting Chaos Orbs. Anyway, don't have a super big plan for where I'm gonna go with this. Not going to go super fast. Will sort of be practice for the race season that's starting up next week. Because there's some good rewards in that race. Definitely want to get the 100 point reward, which is the staff that gives you Ice Storm. Because I have not been able to find that thing. Wish I could. a nice seeming thing. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily any good, but I'd like to give it a shot at some point. Of course, it's not really going to compare to my Firestorm build. I'm still amazed at just how much DPS I can get out of that with, like, I want to say 20 of my passive points in offensive stuff. Out of almost 80. So that's just what happens when you make a build that's actually good for once. Still haven't quite matched it with anything yet. Alright then. Glad this isn't a race. Suppose I played that bad. I guess it's not actually a bad first point. Probably better than projectile damage. It would help if I actually had some gear on, right? But I messed up again. Okay, that's some useful stuff. But really, the way I look at it is the early levels you should be focusing on just damage dealing. There's really nothing dangerous on the first playthrough except Malachi and I guess some of the bosses right before him. I guess Malagaro more than Dodra, however that's supposed to be pronounced. Come on, that arrow stuck to him and didn't do any damage. I like this game a lot. It's got some nice variety of areas. Enough stuff to, you know, flex your autism on and make interesting builds out of. And not counting my race characters, this is like, I don't know, 18th character? I don't really feel like counting out. Whatever letter Q is of the alphabet plus 1. Plus 2, I forgot. There was another one. This is like the only song from the Tatsunetsu Miko's album that was really good. Level 5. Right, I should grab some of this stuff. I guess that'll do. I don't need a lot of augmentation orbs. That's good. Alright. Anyway, I like that, you know, Path of Exile gives me the freedom to make a bad build, I guess. Not that I like making a bad build, but, like, I played Diablo 3 on release, and it was alright, but I didn't like it, right? It did some stuff right. You know, the boss fights were pretty fun. But like, I felt no urge to just keep playing it, right? Like, I didn't even finish a single playthrough. I made it to, I think it's Act 4, the one with the castle siege. And I just stopped. It just wasn't fun. And the reason it wasn't fun is because it's literally 100% gear-based. If your gear wasn't any good, then your character sucked. End of story. That's kind of boring. Like, I understand gear plays into it. It's that way in every game. But like, you don't even get to spend skill points or stat points in Diablo 3. And you know, I guess it was kind of neat to, you had all those runes for your skills, and you could equip them and change them around whenever you want, however you want. Fit the situation. But I think a lot of those have just killed the sense of progression for me. There wasn't any choice to make. You leveled up, your attributes went up by a set amount based on your class. It was also consistently by such a tiny amount that it was irrelevant. Then you maybe got to equip a slightly better weapon. Or a better piece of armor. And you know, that's where you got your stats. You got health from an item with, you know, plus 300 strength or whatever. Not by, you know, spending attribute points on strength or vitality or whatever system you want to call it. In Torchlight, it was vitality. I like Torchlight. Plus, I think it does sort of remove a little bit of the fun, where you know, you find some legendary weapon and it's amazing, right? It's like, holy shit, those numbers, I gotta equip this. And then you spend the next, you know, 5 or 6 levels putting points toward that, and you keep getting closer and closer and closer until eventually you put it on, and then you just destroy everything because it's that good. I've never had that happen in Diablo 3. I'm not even sure Diablo 3 had unique items. Maybe it did eventually. Here Diablo 3 is a lot better now. Maybe that's true. But a fair number of the problems that I have with it, I know for a fact aren't, you know, fixed. I like the enormous passive tree in this game. It's great. Gives you so much possible variety. I like all the different skill gems. I think the support gems is an absolutely brilliant idea. It ensures even with a given just single skill, there's dozens of different ways you could build it. And, you know, how you build the thing is not really gear dependent. It can be, you know. the corpse jack or whatever. That chest armor that increases fire damage and herb effect radius. You know, that can make you focus on a certain thing with a particular skill. But you don't have to use a new item to have a build, to have a particular setup with your skills. Just do whatever you feel like is a good idea. Man. And I know this one's decent. Siege Ballista would be interesting because it actually is a totem with a lot of damage. Unlike most of them. I think I'll just take Bear Trap. It'll let me trap enemies. I'm not going to worry about the lack of a mana flask because I'm just going to buy one that's, you know, decent size. Dead end. Plus, you know, even among the individual skills, there's a lot of interesting variety. Didn't need to buy that mana flask at all. That's a little more valuable. There's some weird skills in this, and I really like that. Where am I getting that cold damage from? Oh, is it? It's just on the bow. Alright. Some clever stuff. There's some basic stuff. There's nothing wrong with basic stuff. You know, my sort of armchair game design thoughts. The way that I look at it is that if you're gonna have something interesting in your game, something that's weird, you should have something that's not interesting. Right? This game has, you know, Fireball, Heavy Strike, Burning Arrow, all these sorts of things. These are really basic things, right? You shoot a fireball, you hit a dude with a hammer, you shoot an arrow that's on fire, you know, any of these sorts of things. They're really basic. And I think that games need to have these for two reasons. First reason is, you know, you need an entry point. Someone who's like never played a video game before, or never played a game of this particular style. You need something that they will just get. Right? People get fireballs. But something like, say, Frost Spear. That's a little weird, right? That's a little bit on the weird side. So you don't give people the freezing spear, frost spear, whatever it is, immediately. You don't give them that because it'll be confusing to people that have not played games before. They'll look at it and say, wait, so hold on. So this, wait, it does, it pierces, but then it does more damage if it doesn't pierce. And, you know, and I'm sure that's a little bit of exaggeration, but it is a little bit weird. And to someone who hasn't played video games before, it might be confusing. And there's definitely better examples, like say Wither. That new thing. Pretty weird. Herald of Lightning, another kind of weird one. So what you do is you have these basic things that they get. People get fireballs. You shoot a ball and it hits something and explodes. Even stupid people will get that. And you can be confident that even stupid people will get that. That's why I like ice damage, by the way. Well, these cave crustaceans, you kill them and then your shell pops off and you have to kill them again. You don't have to deal with that, and it's pretty nice. Anyway, the stupid people, they get the fireball, it's not confusing, and they use the simple stuff. And they're like, alright, I'm going to use this, and it works. I don't have to do anything complicated. I'm going to make it, 25 or 30. And that's where they probably say, alright, I've got a pretty good handle on this game. Let's branch out into something weirder. Now that I'm comfortable with the basic stuff, let's try something interesting. I don't know, let's try a totem build. And sort of work their way up into the complexities of skills. They start off with the really basic stuff, and eventually they try and figure out their super cool build that kills all the things. Okay, maybe a This'll Cry build. And they end up on Build of the Week or whatever. Basically, you need that entry point so that the game doesn't immediately scare off people that aren't good at video games and don't know what they're doing. But it also serves a secondary purpose, one that is valuable to every player. And this is where it's pretty great. By starting players off with these boring skills, like burning arrow, or whatever, you know, like 20 or 30 hours later when they're doing a build where they're using something weird, maybe Bladefall. What they can do is they can appreciate it slightly better. You know, you show someone a McDonald's hamburger followed by a gourmet meal from some $10,000 to eat restaurant. The gourmet meal is going to look more appealing than it would if you just shown them the meal immediately. Because there's a comparison, right? There's this image in your mind, it's like, here's something that's bad, here's something that's way better, and it's going to seem even better than it really is. Huh. Didn't expect to get life from that. Both these directions are pretty tempting. Alright, level 10. Anyway, just by having that, comparison point, you can make it seem more interesting than it really is. Whoa, this ball lightning spell is really cool. Even though really it's actually not unheard of as far as things go in video games. It's been done plenty of times before. But, you know, it'll seem a little bit cooler. That little bit more interesting. And that's good. That's sort of what you want. Plus, it also makes it a little easier on the designers to have, you know, a good variety of things. Well, that is not a very dangerous guy. Anyway, just by having, you know, these basic things, it's like, alright, might as well have a fireball spell, might as well have, I don't know, chain lightning. It's a little less work for the designer, and they can, you know, put a little more of their time and effort towards putting together those interesting things. It's weird. Don't normally find that waypoint at all. This is not somewhere I like spending a lot of time, on races or otherwise. It's just, in my experience, I never actually find any blue packs in this particular map. There's lots of these weak, light, common enemies, but the blue packs is where the experience is. That's where you get all your real big levels. Blue packs are literally like worth hundreds of times more experience than common white enemies. It's actually kind of insane. I guess I'm not going to be worrying about crit too much. A non-crit build. I might go with a just a plain frenzy build. Ranger has good access to lots of frenzy charges. Just got one in her section, one in the shadow, one in the duelist. Plus, over in the duelist section is some life and mana leech things that I definitely want to get. Mana leech in particular, because once you get those like 3 mana leech passives, you actually pretty much don't need a mana potion. That's the words. It's always nice to just not need mana potions. Then once you get lots of the life leech, you can actually become pretty much unkillable, at least on the first 2 playthroughs. And that's pretty great. I've got a Spectral Throw build, and once I got the... I'll have to look up the name of that exact passive. Once I got that, I just could not die to anything except bosses. So, Vitality Void. It was great. just sit there and you hold down the button. You don't run out of mana, and you don't run out of life. It's accuracy rating. I don't need that. I guess it's decent. One thing I'd be interested in seeing is a support gem that can convert some type of elemental damage to physical. I guess fire to physical. I know there's physical to lightning. There's a bow that converts lightning to chaos. There's cold to fire. I think it'd be pretty neat to have a elemental to physical of some sort. And fire is the only one I think that doesn't have a, you know, source to X conversion mod or a support gem. Plus, that'd actually be pretty neat because then you could like take Firestorm and turn that into a physical damage spell. That's not very good. Ooh. Bad spot. Kinda sucks to not have, you know, great, you know, AoE. That's a blue pack. Gotta kill those. I mean, I guess I could have taken the Caustic Arrow, because that does convert physical to chaos. I've got a fair number of physical modifiers, so I would get some decent chaos out of that, and I could actually kill stuff quickly. But, you know, from what I've played of this, what I've noticed is that my builds are a lot better when I don't try and, you know, have something to solve every problem. My 3 most successful builds so far: Ball Lightning Totem, which is my first one that I took into the 3rd playthrough; Firestorm, which destroyed everything, it has insane DPS output; and Spectral Throw, which I'm still doing. Those are all things where I have a single skill that I focus on. Right? All lightning totems. That's it. I don't have any other offensive ability. Firestorm. Watching this, probably seen the videos of me just killing the Ball Oversoul with only Firestorm and the Curse. Incinerate. No, not Incinerate. Flammability. And Spectral Throw. I mean, it's Spectral Throw. There's nothing else that's really, you know, serving any unique purpose. It's just go with a general purpose thing. It seems to work better. So that's what I'd like to do with this. Bruce Brutus, you just sit there and drink your large flask, and you just don't care. No idea what modifiers are on those things, but I know they're bitter. I'm almost level 10. Oh, I am level 10. Alright, never mind. Give me that reward. Huh. No wonder there's the build of the week of Blink Arrow. 75% more damage. Well, I will take this just so I have an escape. Just stick that in there. And now I'm full. Oh well. I feel like there's something I wanted to grab. It's not bad. More cold damage, which is nice. Some extra strength, so I'll die a little less easily. And let's get me the large flask. And so now I have a lot of cold damage. Kind of destroying. I guess the only problem is now I don't have a life on hat. On the other hand, do I really need that? I feel like 87 DPS at this level is kind of huge. Guess I don't actually know. Oh man, I almost gained a whole point of damage from that. Yeah, I need to not do it like that. Well, I definitely want Survivalist. You need that for the elemental resistances. This is a good section to grab too, because you don't die. Yeah, that's really good. Might want to grab Avatar the Hunt. Not actually. Huh. Well, anyway, I'm not actually sure if I want to do that. This section. What I might want to do is this section. That's got some nice stuff. And King of the Hill. Dang it, Bobby! maybe not King of the Hill. I'd probably go through Art of the Gladiator. Definitely through Fury Bolts. That would set me up for Savagery. Cloth and Chain is nice because elemental resistances. Golden Split is good for not dying. It's definitely a way that I want to go. Plus, it's a reasonable setup for a Jewel Socket and towards the Life Ring, which is super good. I think that's sort of what I want to do. Like, go through Primal Spirit. Yeah. I'm not sure if I want Aspect Blue Links, since I'm not really going for a crit build. Crits are nice, but crits are never really that great unless you're specifically building for them. I've done a single crit build doing with a friend. We're still second playthrough, I think. Maybe about to start the third. Crit builds aren't really that good unless you specifically build for crit. Because if you don't specifically build for crit, then essentially you're just going to do a normal build with slightly more crit. And that's not actually that good. Heck, my most effective build ever cannot, or it's supposed to be that it can't crit. Using the Controlled Destruction, which is supposed to be 100% less crit chance. I have no critical chance passives on that character. And I also don't have any crit bonuses on gear, I don't think. Or if I do, they're just like incidental. I still see it crit, which is a little weird. From what I understood, it should just, not crit at all. Probably a bug. But I guess I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to worry about grabbing Survivalist for a little while. Ultimately, it's not going to matter at all until Act 3. In Act 3, it'll start being relevant. Really, Act 3 is where you can actually die. I mean, I know I died immediately in this run. Not really caring too much about that. Extra evasion's nice. I guess this is going to be my first pure evasion build. Not generally a fan. Problem I have with evasion is it's not consistent. I mean, I understand in the long run it is, but I would prefer just constantly taking small to medium amounts of damage. Because that way I can just manage it, right? Got my potions, I can chug them, or I can keep myself in a state of equilibrium with damage input. But with evasion, you know, essentially, you just go a while without getting hit, then you lose half your health, then you chug a potion, and you go a while without getting hit, and you lose half your health, and just don't really like that. That would be okay with a crit build and a Surgeon's Life Flask. Because then you'd at least be reasonably clear on you know, having your flask up even against bosses. A Spectral Throw build is also mostly evasion. I wish it wasn't, but you know. Essentially I picked up close to no strength on that character. So I can't really, you know, make good use of armor. I'm usually stuck wearing dexterity armor, which is evasion. And that's a shame. That is going to be very useful in the near future. Especially like that. Which one of these is here? That's handy. Amazingly, taking off that one iron ring has reduced my DPS by 25%. That is impressive. Useful drop. I don't usually start seeing those for a few areas. Graveyard cave. Need to find that spooky lamp so I can get to the spooky skeleton. Here's 700 skeleton shekels. Don't spook them all in one place. There it is. Worth leveling that? I guess it probably gets... So is it? Yeah, that scales very well, actually. I'm surprised by how well that scales. I mean, it already looked pretty good, but that is excellent scaling. Almost entirely because of the more modifier, you know. Just how it goes. Oh no. He got my sand wet. Alright. Let's try that song. Listen through all these songs because, you know, trauma kept happening. I downloaded so many that I couldn't actually, like, get to know any of them. And it always just puts you out next to it. trick I use. Just teleport, go to the waypoint. And that'll get you there slightly faster. You can go back to your portal. And presumably that saves a fair bit of time. Yeah. Can't wait till I can get actual AoE. I'd rather use Blast Rain than Split Arrow. Split Arrow is probably a little more damage efficient, but the problem is it is way less effective at dealing with groups. It's a sort of counteracting what I said earlier with, you know, focus on a single skill. But, you know, I'm not really planning on making two extremely powerful skills. I just want to make a skill that can deal with groups, so I don't die whenever there's swarms. Probably go with Frenzy, so that I can, you know, kill bosses and stuff. And that Firestorm instead. With, you know, concentrated effect, you still have a good enough radius that you can kill swarms of enemies. But it's also small enough that it just absolutely wrecks bosses. Probably gonna talk about that build a lot. It's a good build. It is way better than it has any right to be. Plus, I just like that I took an AoE skill and turned it into a single target destroyer. It's great. And I am such a high level. Level 14. I feel like I'm lucky if I get here, you know, over level 10. Well, level 10 period, I guess. I guess I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while since any races. I'm going to portal back like immediately upon finding Merveil's chamber. Another thing I like about this game, multiplayer doesn't break the enemies. Like, I like Torchlight 2 a lot. It's a pretty great game, but if you go multiplayer with that, you're in for a bad time. Like, even on normal difficulty, you just get absolutely destroyed. It's very annoying and not very fun. I like playing Torchlight and Torchlight 2 on veteran mode. It's got some challenge, not usually you getting a one-shot. Not like Elite. Elite wasn't fun. I wish the scaling hadn't been so bad in that. Some cool stuff. Especially that, you know... It's better than Split Arrow. There's this secret area in Torchlight 2 that's only available on the last playthrough, where you start out against enemies at level 100, I think. And it ramps up to enemies at like level 200, and it's great. It'd be really cool to do that with friends, but it's like almost impossible to do without an engineer, as in without being an engineer, because you just need all that force field to be able to tank the hits, or I guess some super fantastic gear. It's a ton of fun, especially because of some of the enemies. I think you like fight some of the previous act bosses. Plus the very end is unique ones and specific to that challenge area, I guess. I feel like I'm taking an amazingly long time to kill this boss. Probably because I am. Oh boy. I think I had this. Yep. Huh. I just realized Rain of Arrows has an awfully high damage inheritance, so to speak. It's AoE, it's long range, it's quick, and it does over 100% of your base attack damage, just at level 1. I don't know, it seems like a lot. The Burning Arrow. 157. Alright then, that's a lot too. It's sort of melee attacks are not anywhere near this good. Maybe it's just because melee attacks have a lot more support gems available. Can't equip multi-strike on a ranged attack.